Hi, friends. Host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People, here with host Nick and homie from a foreign land. What was your name again, homie from a foreign land?
Very many of us gather when July we bear the burden of our agency.
Anyway, I'm here and I'm talking about how each type reacts to a mishap. I have a specific mishap in mind that I'm going to describe as quickly as possible. So here's the situation. The government has come on board with personality types, and they decided to send out an information pack to every person in the country. Now, they did something kind of dumb. They printed out all of the packs based on the old Myers-Briggs statistics before they actually ran the survey of the people, and it turns out that they've got too many um, NTP packs and too many NTJ packs because they're actually a little bit less than 4% ENTPs and a little bit less than 4% INTPs. And the reason is because the statistics they used were statistics taken from freshman psychology classes in college. And
Terrible.
And that population is not representative of the population at large. Okay? So, what's happened to compound the problem is somebody in the government decided, well, it's better for everybody to get some sort of personality type pack than nothing. So, since we ran out of ISFJ packs, we're going to send the extra ISFJs some pack for a different type, one of the NTs, an INTJ or an ENTJ or an INTP or something like that. So, at least everybody gets a pack. So, they've done this now, and some 3% of the overall population has received, or let's say 6% of the overall population, or let's say 5 to make it easier, 5% of the overall population has received the wrong personality type information packets. Okay? Now, how does each type react to this reality? They're in government now for some reason, they got a job and they've been told, hey, this is a problem, we got to deal with this thing. How are you going to react? Well, the ENTP is going to react by saying, okay, this is just a matter of fixing up the details and executing better stuff. So somebody else needs to deal with this, not me, because I am the one who came up with the idea to get everybody sent a pack in the first place. The fact that you guys fucked it up is not my problem. I don't want to deal with it.
But you should have told us more specific instructions.
I did tell you. I did. You didn't understand what I was saying. Okay, I explained to you that those statistics were not going to be reliable. We should use some other methodology. You didn't want to hear it. You said, let's just get it out. And I don't know who the fuck sent all the packets out that were wrong. So
you've been telling us this for years.
It's not my fucking problem. Okay, somebody else deal with it. Somebody else deal with it. That's ENTP's response. INTP's response is, I told you that we needed multiple sets of empirics before we decided to actually do anything. You had one bad set of empirics, and you acted upon that. I made it very clear that we needed multiple empirical data sets to compare against each other before we could draw any conclusions regarding the accuracy of the data. You ignored me, and you proceeded ahead anyway. Shame on you. That's the INTP's response. The ENTP's response would also include, oh, it's close enough. It's fine. Those people don't matter. Anyway, that's ENTP, INTP. Now let's do ESFJ response. We'll do the quadrant, and then I'll get Nick's comments and also homie's here if he wants.
I wanted to reframe it.
Okay, well, let me do my framing first, then you reframe it, and we'll do your framing.
Same, it just works better.
Oh, okay, fine. Let me finish Alpha Quadrant. ESFJ reacts by saying, we need to send all the people who got a wrong packet the right packet plus something handmade to make you feel better.
That'd be a cake plus a cupcake.
Plus a cupcake, homemade cupcake that says "We're sorry" in icing. ISFJ would go, I don't know. Ask somebody else. And who do they? I don't know. I guess we just have to send everybody the right one then. I don't know. It sounds like a problem I don't want to deal with. Basically, is what ISFJ is going to say. They don't really want to deal with that problem.
They'd be like, well, why didn't you do this in the first place?
Yeah. They'll say, Well, one time I forgot to send Cindy a birthday card, and I'd sent everybody else a birthday card. So what I did that time was I sent her two cards. One explaining that I was sorry I didn't send the first card, and then the second one was the actual card. So we could maybe do that.
That's really good, actually.
That would be ISFJ. So that's the first quadrant, okay? ESFJ sends a cupcake. ENTP bitches at everybody for doing his idea wrong, and then refuses to help. INTP points out that they had anticipated this problem and tried to obviate it by telling you not to act yet, and you ignored them, so shame on you. And ISFJ remembers that one time when they forgot to send Cindy a birthday card. All right, so Nick, you said you want to change the framing of it. Change the framing of it.
I mean, it sounded fine. You got me into it by the time you're done. But say you got a company that's like, we gotta make a new sector of the company quick. And this hasn't been working as far as like making roles and then finding somebody to fit the role. Let's just hire 100 people and make 100 jobs and fit the job description to the type and then the type to the job description. So let's make jobs based on the descriptions of each of the 16 personalities. We got the diversity. And this way nobody can say we're doing this all blind. This way nobody can say that we're all white and shit, because we've been getting in trouble for that. So we're gonna make 100 jobs. They're custom fit to where the person is maximizing on their basic.
I mean, I get the concept. It is a great concept. It's not basically the same as this at all. It's totally different. And I think we should do it in a separate video. Okay? But let's finish this one in this video.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to INFJ. INFJ is concerned primarily with how the bureau he runs is perceived. So for INFJ, this is a public relations nightmare. And they're going to take a couple of courses of action. They might actually do something to help the people who didn't get the thing, but depending on what kind of INFJ they are, they might choose to attack that segment of the population for somehow purposefully being the wrong type. You never know with INFJs. So,
what would Kestrel do?
What would Kestrel do? Kestrel would probably say it's a CIA conspiracy to get people to not get the right packet or something, and to foment rebellion. ENFJ is going to want to go out there and hold roundtable discussions with local community leaders about this important problem, and discuss how everybody can be made to feel as though they've been heard, and that we care about them. That's the most important thing. Now, whether they actually ever get anything out of this is a totally different question. They may not actually end up with any packet, but they're going to feel very taken care of emotionally by the ENFJ. Now, in that same quadrant, you've got ISTJ and ESTJ. ESTJ is all over this shit. He's like, okay, I want you to go over there and gather this new data. Let's talk to the printing company. Let's see if we can get them to print out these new ones. Let's try to get a good deal on it, because I think we think we paid too much in the last one. And they're going to be very practical in dealing with the thing. They're going to actually deal with the problem. ESTJ will. ISTJ will go, okay, so can somebody train me on this first? I really need to be trained well on this before I feel competent saying anything or doing anything about it. I don't feel like I understand the mechanics of this well enough. I need to be trained. ISTJ will feel that way because ISTJ, more than any other type, hates being put on the spot to improvise. Actually, it's not true. The type that hates it most is ISTJ. ISTJ fucking cannot stand being compelled to improvise. It's their worst nightmare. ISTJ, close second. ISFJs hate being asked to improvise too, but at least they're improvisational in their FE, and so that works pretty naturally for them. So ISTJ is going to have to be trained. ESTJ is going to handle the problem. INFJ will either attack or stroke the egos of the population that didn't get the things, And ENFJ will make a big show of doing lots of community shit in order to make sure everybody's heard. Whether or not they'll actually do anything is a question that's open-ended. So that's 2 quadrants. The third quadrant is going to be INTJ, ENTJ, ESFP, and ISFP. So ISFP is going to go, yep, that's a problem. That's about it, probably. ISFP isn't really a problem solver. They're more of a, I like sailing kind of people. So I don't think they're really going to react to it much. They're going to be like, why are you telling me this? This can't possibly be my job. ESFP is going to be like, all right, I'll tell you what. First of all, if you're complaining about this, fuck you. Second of all, if you're cool, let's party. That's going to be a good solution for the ESFP, going and partying with the 6% of the population that didn't get the right packet. Again, they probably won't get the right packet ever, and they'll probably forget all about the packets at the pole dancing contest. But, regardless, that's just how ESFPs roll. I think ESFPs are the type that's most likely to be evil, to actually be evil. Now, the thing is, I may dislike ESTPs more, but I actually think ESFPs are the type that can justify to themselves doing fucked up shit most easily. Because they don't have TI to constrain them with any kind of fairness criteria. So, okay, INTJ. What's INTJ going to say? They're going to say, whereas the INTP is going to say, I told you we needed more metrics. The INTJ is going to say, we needed the right metric. So INTP will say, we need a bunch of data sets to compare against each other. INTJ is going to say, we needed the right methodology in the first place. So we only need one data set. It's correct. ENTJ is going to take that same notion that we need a single correct data set, but instead of simply commenting upon the fact that that's what ought to have been done, ENTJ is going to say, let's figure out how to get the single right complete data set right now and make this change in how we approach this. It's going to be much less practical steps. I mean, fewer practical steps than ESTJ, but probably more effective. So, ENTJs might be called a leaner version of ESTJ in terms of their efficacy, their effectiveness in the world, because NI allows them to approach problems from an objective perspective as though the systems they were dealing with were factually implicit to the world rather than things they had learned about themselves. So ENTJs are the most effective of all the types. Your ENTJ friend is the one who runs marathons and graduated from Harvard Law, stuff like that. They're not the smartest people, frankly. ENTJs aren't, but they get smarter as they get older because their NI becomes more and more refined, basically. As they start to understand the single right path more clearly and more clearly and more clearly, they become scary effective, and that includes getting smarter. So my ENTJ debater that I had for a couple of years is no longer, now she's aged out of me. She became scary effective at the end, but she wasn't a particularly quick learner, and if you're having conversations with her, she didn't ideate well. Like, she didn't come up with clever ideas pretty much at all, but she learned clever ideas from others and incorporated them into her repertoire well. So ENTJ is likely to accomplish the ends by focusing more on critiquing and improving the means, whereas ESTJ is likely to execute proven means to accomplish the goal, probably less successfully than ENTJ. All right, and then we're down to our last quadrant, which is ENFP, INFP, ESTP, and ISTP. ESTP will delegate. They'll say, okay, well, they'll fire somebody, and then they'll hire somebody new to do the job. They'll pull a Trump on it. Yeah, that was fucked up. That's Joe's fault. He's fired. Bob's the best in the business. I got Bob now. He's the best there is. He's going to solve this problem for us for sure. Okay, everybody, now quit talking to me about it and talk to Bob. ISTP, well, ISTP is quite concerned at this point because somehow they were responsible for this in the sense that they didn't think it out enough ahead of time. ISTP expects themselves to have everything fully thought out before any action is taken, unlike ESTP, who expects to take action and then figure out why it was okay. ISTP, therefore, is concerned by the situation and is FE seeking. They're looking for somebody else to come and sweep up and make this FE okay. They'll probably retreat to go think about the problem a long time and then eventually come up with a plan of action that is built upon proven elements that are compiled together to form a facsimile of a new idea. But that's how ISTP would deal with it, I think, is get somebody else, delegate the FE shit to somebody else, and then retreat to think about it. INFP, I mean, INFP would go, I don't know, what do you think? Oh, and what do you think? And what do you think? Those ideas are all equal. I don't know what we should do. I have a lot of different ways I could feel about this. I'm enjoying thinking about them all. So you're not going to get much accomplished with the INFP. With an ENFP in charge of this thing, they'll go with something. It'll be kind of random. It won't be TI sound, that's for sure. It might be TE sound-ish if they seek out somebody to help them with that a little bit, but they're aspirational in it, so they probably won't. I think ENFP will make a fucking mess of it. INFP won't accomplish anything. ESTP will delegate, and ISTP will retreat to consider. So those are my descriptions of how each of the types reacts to a mishap. Any comments from the two people present? Okay, so I'm going to stop this live stream because I want to post this as a regular video and have it be a reasonable length. I think it's probably pretty engaging and entertaining. So thanks for watching. Talking to people. Don't forget to eat plenty.